Do you find yourself struggling with managing and organizing charts in your classroom? Do you have limited wall space? We all know the importance of creating charts with and in front of students. But how do we realistically manage and organize this in the classroom? Here are 5 tips on how to manage charts. Tip number 1, pick and choose. Be selective with what charts you want to leave up in your classroom. The idea is that we are creating a language-rich, language-functional environment that all students have access to. Come up with a general rule of thumb for your classroom. For example, if your students haven't referred to or used a chart within a week, take it down. At that point, it's wallpaper. Tip number 2, use hangers. Little to no wall space? Use hangers with clips to organize your charts onto a rack. Students can refer to the information and even use the word cards on the charts to support them with the reading and writing from the unit of study. Tip number 3, layer, layer, layer. Layer together your charts based on component. For example, layer together your poetry, input charts, and so on. This provides students to access to charts. They can still flip through the charts they are referring to as needed throughout the unit of study. You can also label the bottom of charts with the name of the strategy to keep all the content organized for you as a teacher and for the students. Tip number 4, keep it organized. Come up with a system in your classroom that best works for you and your students. Some teachers prefer to put labels around their classroom with the names of the strategies they will be covering over the course of the unit. This way, as strategies get built out with students, they have a designated area in the classroom they belong in. It provides students with a structure to easily access information and content. Some teachers also prefer to have a designated area for their direct instruction, where new information is taught. Once processed, the chart can get moved to a resource center in the classroom. Whatever system you choose, share it with your students. This will give students ownership and empower them to know how to access information easily in the classroom. Tip number 5, use rings. Use an adjustable chart stand to build and store charts. Hole punch the top of your charts and add it to the rings to create an organized library of charts for students to easily access and flip through. You can even label the bottom corner of each chart to make flipping back and forth and accessing information easier for students. This creates an interactive library of information in the form of charts for students to refer to. Not every classroom looks the same. Take some time to think and reflect on your classroom. What are your circumstances? What resources do you have available to you? Use these tips as needed to support your students.